In today's episode, where we are featuring a month of inspiring female entrepreneurs who are in female fusion, I'm sitting down and talking to Priyaa Telavvane, who is the founder of 361 Degrees Design. Priyaa is going to share all about what it takes to build a design business and how she finds balance in doing a number of other activities as well, some which might even surprise you. The thing I love about Female Fusion the most is our members. We have members from all over the world, every nationality, every culture, and every type of business. And people tend to come for all of the information, the content, and the discounts, but they stay for the community, which is the most warmest, supportive, and uplifting community. And I am so excited to share with you over the next 30 days, 30 stories of our members. They are going to inspire you and give you ideas on what you can do in your entrepreneurial journey. Welcome to another episode of Women on the Rise, and today I am with Female Fusion member Priyaa Telavvane of 361 Degrees Design. Welcome to the show, Priyaa.
Thank you so much. My pleasure.
I would love for you, before we jump into things, tell everybody a bit about you and your business.
Okay. So as you said, my name Priyaa Telavvane. I'm originally from India. Having said that, staying out of India for now 20 years. I have founded 361 Degrees Design Solutions, which is an interior design firm 13 years back in Dubai. And I have started Dubai Dancing Diva for Ladies, which is a dancing platform. Plus, I'm an actress and I work in the films.
So a whole lot of things that you do. So what initially drove you to set up your business in the first place? So you said 13 years now you've been an entrepreneur. What made you want to do that?
So when I came to Dubai, I have seen that Dubai is multinational. You have so many nationalities and everybody's ideas about design, everybody's choices and what they aspire to have is completely different. But there was a lot of disparity between the designers and the fit-out contractors, and clients used to suffer a lot. I have seen that when I was working with Beauty Designs. Then I realized that is there any way that I can actually, build this bridge together and try to eliminate the problems and give client a solution which will be like from concept to completion. And they would be super happy to, have their dream space. And this is what actually inspired me to start with 361 Degrees. Though I was an architect, but I diversified into interior design long back. And then I was working in different countries. So I had somehow understood, the human psychology behind when they say that they want something. You need to understand where they're coming from, what is their budget, because everybody would love to have something which looks like a Burj Khalifa, but they may not have the budget to build Burj Khalifa.
It's such a personal, emotive thing when it's coming to a construction project like on your house or even in your office as well.
Yeah.
I've done both. I've renovated my house, I've renovated offices, and it becomes very emotional and it can be an extension of you. And when I renovated my house, I was like, I got this, I can do this, I can organize it all myself. And I think about after week one, I wanted to go crazy with my builder. They're very, very good, but I did not realize how much time I actually had to spend to be present. And I couldn't just go, okay, here's the money, this is what I want, here are the designs, go. That there was so much that needed me to be present, and I wasn't able to do that as a busy entrepreneur. True. So one of my friends said to me, she was like, you need to hire somebody to project manage it for you. You need to hire somebody to look over those plans, because I didn't know. I knew what I wanted the finished product to look like, but all of the little tiny steps in a building project, I did not understand what that looked like and
True.
what good looked like and what the measurements were and what the ideal measurements were for heights
Correct.
of cabinets and how it goes and where drains should go. And it was like a whole completely different world. And so I realized then the power of having somebody who would be able to manage that and to be able to do the interior design.
Correct. So I always ask the client that when you are actually falling sick, you go to the doctor. Do you ask doctor that what you're going to prescribe, which drug, why, what? You don't ask all these questions, right? So I honestly say that we are the doctors. And so much of our experience and knowledge, I try to guide client. I tell them that, look, if you don't want to work with me, I'm okay with that. But
Yeah.
you need to understand how the process works. And I would love to tell you that this is a concept. And when it is completed, it is going to look exactly the same. The 3D visuals which we have developed, I'm going to give you exactly the same project. And touch wood, we would able to do that from past 13 years. And that's how the client love to work with us. So there's no project manager who is separate. There is no fit out team which is from another company. We are the designers. We are the fit out contractors. We are the project managers. We are registered in all the authorities, so we take the approvals. So what happens is one point
Just
of
makes
contact.
it so much easier, right?
Yeah. So it's like, we are into your character that I became like a client, and I'm putting all the thoughts that, okay, if I'm that client and if she wants me to do certain things for her office, for her house, or it can be a retail space, or it can be a healthcare space, because healthcare is booming nowadays.
Yes.
A lot of people are coming up with this biohacking spas. Even in salons, there is so much happening. What we want to give client is not only beautiful looking designs or the spaces, but practically and technically, they should work for their business, because that's the prime importance. Plus, they should be futuristic. So next 5 years, the interior or the entire decor should not go out of the fashion, you
People
call it
don't
as.
think about that, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the innovation is the key. If you have something innovative idea in your office or at your retail store, people would love to come and spend their time there. If it's a restaurant, people would love to come there because there is certain elements that attracts them, that makes them remember that this is what it is. It's not only food. So we try to have those wow element. That's why people, when they ask me, why 361? So that 1 degree of extra creativity and the thought which we put in each and every project. And that's our aim.
And that's the story. So you have built your business to 7 figures. I often get asked by people who are trying to build and scale their business. They'll say to me, how did you do it? What were the steps that you took that helped you go from 6-figure business to 7-figure business? Because one of the things we speak about, and we have a separate group within Female Fusion for our higher performing businesses, because there's just things that you need to talk about with other business owners that need to have separate conversations. And what I find is what got you to 6 figures doesn't get you to 7 figures. If you were asked that question by somebody who's trying to get to 7 figures, what happened for you? What were the tips that you would give to other entrepreneurs?
So first, one question you have to ask yourself, that what is the USP of your business? Because that's something which actually sets apart from you from the competition. So if there are hundreds or thousands or maybe millions of companies, but you know your USP, and this is what you're going to talk about, you need to be confident, you need to be knowledgeable, try to gather all the knowledge about that field and what is happening in that industry. So I keep updating myself with different courses, workshops, whatever comes, on my way, whenever I have time. Because that's actually a key that makes you wiser, and that makes you, I can say, your mindset is very open. And
Yes.
everything just comes along your way, and opportunity doesn't come along the ways. You need to grab something which you find that is opportunity.
Just a constant development, right?
Yes,
Being
it
open
is.
to that. Because
It is.
I find some entrepreneurs will be like, well, why would I need that?
Exactly.
And not be willing to take those steps to do the extra learning, where I'm like, I want to learn as much as I possibly can. I don't feel that there's enough hours in the day to learn everything that I
Yeah.
want to learn. And when you have that knowledge, it makes it so much easier to be able to run your business as well.
Yeah, because when people ask you a question and when people ask you that I want to be a partner with you, then you need to live up to that expectation that why they want to be partner with me, because it's so and so. So I think this is very important. And ask for help. People always think that I am not going to ask for help. I'm not saying the help in terms of that, okay, I don't know this, can you teach me? No. Help in terms of you have so many people available. You have coaches, you have mentors, you have experienced people in those particular industry and fields who can actually help you.
And do you know, a lot of businesses, I've done research on this as well, that they say a lot of businesses fail because the founders have refused to ask for help. And so
True.
they're stuck with an issue or a problem,
Yeah.
and they're too ashamed to go and admit it,
Yeah.
and don't ask for the help. And then the problem keeps spiraling, where it could be something so simple that if you ask for help,
Yeah.
people would be able to give
Very
you that
true.
information.
Because you need to open up, right? And I will say the networking is the key. The more you network, the more you make connections, you will never know these connections will go so far. Like I have met one doctor like 4 years back for a networking event, and she was following with our social media and what works we do and all. And she ended up giving us her clinic project after 4 years. So my point is,
It's
network.
relationships.
Yes, build relationship. Female fusion is all about that. You meet different ladies from different countries, different nationalities, and be open. Don't think that, okay, they are startup or I'm already, veteran in the industry and 12 years of a business or 13 years of business. I don't keep that mindset. When I go, I'm just open. I want to meet them. I want to understand them and learn.
But do you know that startup today could be a 7-figure business next year?
Exactly.
And I was speaking with Jenna Jenkins, who's one of our members. And a couple of years ago, Jenna had just started up her business. Jenna today has a 7-figure business, just taken a huge office space. I think she was saying 3,000 square feet, really built up her team. 2 years ago, Jenna would have been that startup. And now, she's a very big business. And it's having that mentality to be like, well, it's okay that there's startups today. Maybe they might not need me today. Maybe they'll recommend me to other people, because you never know who people know.
Exactly.
Networks and relationships are everything. And it's when I've been doing podcast interviews, almost every single woman, especially who has a more established business, who has been in business for a while, grown it to 7 figures or above, says networking and relationships are everything.
Yeah, true. Very true. And, people actually start trusting you more because so many people know you already. So many people know about your business. So it's not only that what work you do, but it's a trust factor. It's you as a personality. People love you, they will work with you.
And you don't have to sell. Right?
Exactly.
Yes. You don't have to sell. If you turn up, you're a good person, you're a helpful person, you're sharing information, and they know, for example, that you've got a social media consultancy and you're constantly showing up, whether it's online, whether it's on like the community forum, whether it's in person, that you'll be the person who's recommended because people are like, oh, I've met her, she's got a lovely...
True. Yeah. And consistency is a key. You need to work 24/7 if you're an entrepreneur. People think that, okay, I'm my own boss and I will have to work less. No, that doesn't happen. It's just a dream, to be honest, because that dream, I saw it 13 years back and I thought, oh, I will be my own boss and this, that, but that never happens. It's a constant journey and you enjoy it because you're so passionate about what you do. There is no force that pushing you to do it. It's you. It's your choice. And
But it
It's
opens
all
up
about
so many opportunities, right?
true.
And the thing, like I always say to people, if you think you're going to work 5 hours a week and make $1 million, don't have a business.
Oh, I saw that. I really love that, what you said. That
Yeah.
is so true because people think that, oh, okay, this is so easy. I can do it easily. No, that doesn't happen.
And I hate it when you see these people who show up on social media and they have these beautiful reels and great hair and makeup, and here I am by the beach sipping my drink. Aren't I fabulous? And you're like, it's not like that. And I know because I've been doing it for 25 years, it's not like that.
True,
But
true.
it doesn't mean that it can't be rewarding. Like one of the things that I love about it is the fact that it gives me options to be more flexible with my time. So for example,
True.
sometimes I will take two months and go work from a different location. And that was really powerful when my kids were little, that I would be able to go visit my parents and run my business from there. I was still working, but I had that flexibility. If you had a day job, it's very unlikely that you
True.
would be able to do that.
Yeah, that's the biggest advantage. And when actually I had my kid, I used to take him to all the meetings when he was so little in the pram. I used to take him on the work site, project sites, and people used to ask me like, "Why you don't have a nanny? Why you do that?" I said, "Maybe he's learning a lot by this," and
Yeah.
and yeah, he did. I mean, that's something. I actually, it's very personal, like what exactly you want to do. But I always tell all the ladies that whatever decision you make, try to communicate to your partner and your kids because they understand you very well. And
Totally.
once they know that, okay, this is what you do, you will be surprised. They support you throughout.
And you find as well that your kids take that on as well. And I'm seeing that you don't necessarily feel it when your kids are little, but when your kids start to get a little bit older, I notice one, that my kids have a very good understanding about business and how you run a business because we talk about things like that, but also as well a whole appreciation for what it takes to run a business. And I always felt guilty because I wasn't there for certain things, but then my kids are like, it's so amazing. Like, look at what you've built and that,
Wow.
you've done that because they've known nothing but that. And they really appreciate it when they're older. And I always say that to female entrepreneurs that you might feel guilty, but you shouldn't because your kids will appreciate it so much when they're older as well.
True, true. That's one thing. And one advice I always give to everyone that do not shut your creative side. Your me time is very important, no matter if it's just a drawing, painting, singing, dancing, reading. Just do that because that gives you a lot of energy to be, on your toes next day.
And you have been nurturing your creative side. You've got a couple of things on the go. Really quickly, tell everyone about, they might be able to see you on TV.
Oh, yes. So recently I have acted in one of the web series, which is a horror and suspense. It's now streaming on Stars Play Arabia called Spectre Blackout. And there will be more episodes coming soon. So yeah, excited about that.
That's really cool. So you'll have to share that as well within our community. I think you're probably one of the first ones to be a TV star. How cool is that?
Yeah, I think I was dreaming this from my childhood that one day, yes, I will be on the silver screen. And yes, I did work in one of the Bollywood movies, but till now they haven't released it. So I'm waiting for that as well.
That's cool. And you've been a member of Female Fusion for a while. You're one of our founding members. How have you found it's helped your business?
Oh, I absolutely love the networking part. And as I told you, it's not that monetary-wise what I'm gaining, but what I'm gaining from here is the network, a network of different nationalities, network of women who are, some are startups, some are already established businesses, and it's a huge community. So I feel that the more I show up and more I make connections, the things are going to turn up, the business is going to come. And there are so many new ideas, though I'm already a owner of one business and doing certain things, you never know that I might come up with a startup idea. because I'm already, supporting one startup, which is actually founded in Canada now. So, I think it's just a process. So I feel that the more I'm open to receive, I think some or the other thing is going to come up my way. And I absolutely love the things which you do because you are so on go, to help the community. You're doing so many different things. You're doing podcasts, you're having networks, you have different like 6-figure, 7-figure groups. So, that actually helps a lot because it's not only about networking, but it's about what Female Fusion is doing for you. And it's actually a really happy place, yes.
Oh, thank you. What I often get asked this question, and I always say it's always better to ask our members is, especially when we have our doors open for membership, I'll have women contact us and go, well, how's it going to help my business? And, I could say 100 different things, but I think it's always better to hear from our members. Like, what would you say if somebody said to you, how's it going to help my business? I'm an entrepreneur.
So it's not going to happen overnight, to be honest. You need to be consistent. You need to be having so much of a positive energy that the things could turn around you. And just be polite and express that what you do to all the members. And you never know, like after 1,000 or 2,000 members, when you actually speak to them, you will have some of your dream projects coming to you. So I completely believe in that. And I always feel that unless you don't give your 200%, don't say that you failed, or don't say that, no, this is not working for me.
Or I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
I'm so... And it's funny that in the beginning, I was very polite with people about that. And I was like, oh, okay. And I thought, actually, no. I mean, if you're not going to make time for that, you're not serious about having a business.
Yes, true.
You seriously, like, if you want a business that's going to be profitable, you need to be committed and do the work. Or you have an expensive hobby.
Yeah, it's exactly the same way. Like if you go to a shop, okay, and if you have two choices to buy a purse, you have one is Louis Vuitton and another one is the same price. Which one you would pick? LV, right? Because you know LV as a brand, you trust that brand, you have seen that brand, a lot of people are using it. And that's why you want to choose that. It's the same thing. If you're not seen, and people don't know who are you, what are your services, what are your products, they are not going to trust you. Exactly. And it's not going to happen in one meeting or one coffee morning.
Yeah. I love it. I get sometimes people go, yeah, I went to Coffee Connect and I didn't get any clients. And I'm like, but that's not how it works. If you turn up and try and hand out all your business cards, how does that make you feel? On the receiving end, you just feel really gross about it. You don't like that.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
True. Yeah. I think people need to have more patience, and I think it's a confidence, right? At the end of the day, you need to believe in your product and service. You cannot just be disheartened saying that, oh, I did not get a business for 6 months. In 2020, I have lost all the contracts.
Of course, we all
March.
did, right?
I was on the like, how do I give the salaries and how I'm going to sustain? But you have to be positive thinking.
There's always a way.
Exactly.
This is one of the things I've said to people. There's always a way. If you really want your business, you will always find a way. It's always a way.
True.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining me on the Women on the Rise podcast. What a great conversation. I really enjoyed that. Thank you, Priyaa.
I enjoyed it too. Thank you so much for having me, Jen.
Thanks for listening to the Women on the Rise podcast and our 30 most inspiring female entrepreneurs. If you are inspired by today's episode, why not come and join us in Female Fusion? We would absolutely love to have you. This is where you will be able to connect with the most incredible female entrepreneurs who are all committed to building a most profitable business. All you need to do is head over to femalefusionnetwork.com/join. I look forward to seeing you on the inside.